With the launch of Becastled 1.0 coming up in 2 weeks, I thought I'd make a video sharing my experiences with the game and showing you how to get your kingdom as big as this one and how to beat the game. And trust me, I have experience. So, how do I get good at Becastled, you say? Well, it's really simple. Capitalism. So when the game starts, you'll be given this option to place your castle wherever you want within these 6 tiles. Um, and the tile you placed in will be your starting tile, which you get for free. All the other tiles will cost wood. So, what is the best place to put your castle? Well, you need resources. And the most important resource is always wood. So, I'd like a lot of wood. Then this is stone, this right here, which is the second most, well, besides food. So basically the third most important resource. Also another stone tile, so that's nice. Metal, not really important in the early game. So you shouldn't pay too much attention to that. And then cows and sheep are just really easy food. So what would be the best? Oh, and you're also free food. And wolves, these you can recognize by these wolf dens, and you also can place your castle there. Um, yeah, you don't. Wolves are not nice. Trust me. Trust me. So, what would be the best place in this situation? Here or here? I'm gonna go with here because you have here immediate access. With this tile, you can, the first tile costs 40. The second is like 80, I think. It like doubles. Well, it increases every time. Not sure about how much. So the first time you want to get as close to wood as possible because more tiles cost more wood. So you need more wood. This 300 is nothing. So close to wood. We have also food tile next to it. The reason we want this close is because otherwise, if it's here, we have to buy 2 tiles to get this resource, and we don't want to waste money. And this is sunstone, which is nice. So yeah, this is probably a good thing. Another thing you can watch out for is how big the tile is. If it's bigger, then it's easier to put all your houses and really important buildings in one tile, so it's easier to defend and put walls around it. Also cheaper. So I'm just gonna put this here. You can really choose where you put the castle. I choose to put it beside the border to try to save space. I'll put it here. Then a random guy will appear out of nowhere and start constructing the castle. And when it's built, you'll get more resources. And also, new people will start spawning. And people are pretty much slaves, so they just work, sleep at night, and then they work. And you can also recruit them to your army, and then they don't count as population anymore. When you have the castle, you will see, yeah, of course, new residents will start spawning, and that goes at a certain speed. In the beginning, it's really fast, and the speed is based upon the mood in the village. If people are happy, then they they do more things, and they make more things. Let's just put it that way, with a beautiful accent. Um, so yeah, you get more people if the mood is higher. You can increase your mood by having a tavern, because alcohol, and yeah, you just have to put workers in a. You have to assign workers to the tavern, and then yeah, your mood goes higher, goes up, and then when you have per resident, the mood goes down. So here you can see it starts at like 4, because this building, as you can see, it gives 5 moods, but with every resident it goes down by 1. And a normal house doesn't give any mood, but its residents do take mood down, so you lose mood with more residents. So people will start spawning slower, which means you'll get slaves added to straight, which is not nice. So then always the first thing you should do when the castle is built is immediately claim for a style. Um, and try to place how's this called, a sawmill. I think that's how you say it. As close to the trees, place it perfectly as possible, preferably in the middle of a forest, so it's easy to get to the trees. It's a shorter distance, because what these people will do is they cut trees, they bring them to the sawmill, and then instantly counts as wood for you. So you just assign people, and he goes cut wood, and then when it's cut, you get wood. Also, the second thing you should immediately do, I didn't do it immediately because I'm slow, is put a house, because as you can see, we're already at 2 out of 3, now 3 out of 3 residents, and now new slaves will not appear. So you have to wait till this house is built before new slaves start spawning, and this guy will give you wood. So preferably, if wood is close, you'll immediately get 2 good tiles to put sawmills on. This one is gonna be really good because as you cut trees, they disappear and they only regrow the next day. So after you survived the night, the trees will grow back. For every tree they cut, they'll have to go further and further away. So the more trees they have close to the sawmill, the more efficient it will be because they'll have to walk less distance over time, if that makes sense. I don't know. So what I ideally like to do is just immediately place 2 sawmills on good spots and then spend the rest of my wood, or at least a large part of it, on some more houses. So you get a lot of people. For like the first day, I'd suggest like having 4 to 5 houses built. That's about how many people you get in one day. Then yeah, start getting wood. I'll make another guy collect wood. I'll also, here you have the tabs, resources, food. And I'll also immediately place a hunter's hut, which can kill deer and like wild pigs. For sheep and cows, it's a farm, and then you also have wheat fields, which you can recognize by, like, I don't know, it's like blue, and it's like a blue tile. And yeah, you can place 2 of these down, so it's kind of P. But in winter, of course, no wheat. So yeah, this will start. You can assign workers to it, and it will give food. Here also immediately assign these guys because wood is really the most important thing there is. So the first thing I'm gonna do after this is build another house because I have more than enough wood, and you need slaves, right? All these buildings take 2 slaves. You also need spare slaves for recruits, to have recruits. You'll start. I usually start with recruits at like when the first day is like halved, if that makes sense. So after that house, you have to first you have to wait for a bit of wood, and then maybe assign a guy here so he kills some animals. Let's go. And then you can capture a tile with sunstone. I'll capture this one because it also has wood on it. And then when you have enough wood, you can put a sunstone workshop, and sunstone is money, so you only really use it for recruiting soldiers. Also, another thing to notice is that buildings like the sunstone workshop make noise. So if you put them right beside houses, that will also decrease mood. So keep them. That's why I like to put all my houses close to each other, so they are also in range of a tavern when you build them, and then that they don't get negative buffs from like loud buildings. So now I have enough wood to start recruiting soldiers, because as you can see, select all troops, we get 0 troops. I'm pretty sure on lower difficulties you get like 5 starting nights, which is enough to survive the first night. So do your first playthrough in like a low difficulty. I started at the max because I pretty much only play the highest difficulty. But so the first day, if you're on a lower difficulty, you shouldn't have to worry about getting troops immediately. But on this difficulty, you need like 7, 8 troops for like surviving the first night. So I now have enough wood to build an archery range, you know, to train archers, and a barracks basically to train like knights. Then also, as you can see, the population count. Always watch this. You need more spare people. This shows how many unassigned workers you have, and 3, like, you can train 2 warriors at a time in each of these. So you need immediately 4 spare troops, well, 4 unselected workers, so you can immediately train them to be soldiers, so you get soldiers as fast as possible. Like everything in this game, especially at higher difficulties, at lower difficulties, you can chill more. Think maybe aesthetics. I don't really do aesthetics, build like big walls. I only do that like late in the game. Um, but on higher difficulties, it's all about planning, being fast, getting those soldiers out, thinking about a lot of things at the same time. So yeah, the next thing I'm probably gonna do is maybe build another house and then a tavern. So we get that mood bonus from tavern. So new people start spawning faster, so we can transform them faster into warriors. Because here, every day you can see this counting down, and when this goes to 0, the wave will spawn, so the enemies will spawn. So the lore is basically you're like the Sun Kingdom, and then when it goes night time, the Night Kingdom attacks, and you need to defend. So you need warriors. So these are done. When these buildings are constructed, you should immediately train. Well, give the assignment, I guess, for people to be trained here. So I can immediately start like training this many, so that'll just keep training them, because you can only train 2 at a time. And I also have spare workers. I also have a lot of woods, so I'll build a tavern, badly placed. I mean, ideally you'd maximize all these places. Like, I built these houses as close to each other as possible, so you need less taverns, you know, it's more efficient. And yeah, I have a lot of wood, I have food. I'm gonna assign another guy to food. It gives 6 per guy. Then you can claim another tile, because our food is negative still. So yeah. Also, another thing I should mention is these wolves. If you don't go into their tile, they won't attack you unless your archers shoot them, of course. I'm also gonna assign guys here. But they will also attack moon monsters who go into territory. So you can see the path of like the enemies, and they don't care about wolves. So if here was a wolf, then you can see here the path that go here, and then the wolves would attack them. So that helps always. Another thing I want to quickly mention, but I might dive deeper into this in another video, is you have the research tree in the upper left. And to research new technology, you know, it costs wood, also stone, I mean sunstone, for like the first year sometimes. But then as you progress, also, for example, metal or stone, or like all of the above. And you can unlock new things, like for example, you can build a palisade, and then cost 400 wood. Then you can build 1000, build wood walls if you have 1600 wood and you unlock this. And palisades also still cost wood, right? Also, in the beginning you can not go above 1000 wood, so you can't research this even, yeah, because you can't have that much wood. So you need to build a warehouse where you can store yeah, wood. It's in the resources, I think, yeah. So you build this, and when it's constructed, it will give 1000 more storage space, and you can build as many as you want. Then a barn does the same thing, but then for food. So yeah, now it's kind of just waiting till the night, and then I'll show you how I beat them with my army. If I get a strong enough army in time, we'll see. So now it's almost night, as you can see. But sadly, I only have 7 troops. Also, you can like select archers, swordmen, these you can unlock by researching them in the technology tab. So troops, you can select them and position them. I'll put them here, so they're a bit further away from this area, so the archers can snipe them first, and then they'll come for the archers, and then the knights are in front, and they'll defend the archers. You know, big brainer. I'm big brain like that, except when it comes to English, apparently. So now it's the knight. I don't think I'm gonna win this. I don't. Although maybe, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of troops. No, I'm not gonna win. So yeah, if you want a good tutorial, go watch any other channel. Yeah, so now I'm cooked. Yeah, now my army is dead, and then they'll destroy my buildings, and this is exactly why you don't start on the highest difficulty, because even I can't win every time on it. But I also didn't play that well because I was making the tutorial. So yeah, now you need to kill a certain amount of them before the knight starts counting down. You know, the knight also has a timer. Like these buildings, by the way, and the castle, also shoot them, so you can still kill a few of them, even if all your troops are dead. So now the timer is counting down, and as you see, these guys will destroy all your buildings one by one. And if they destroy your castle, it's GG. You've lost. You need to start over. So yeah, that's that basically. Now they're just gonna wreck me for 15 seconds. I'm pretty lucky actually. They didn't really destroy that many horrible things. I still have my most important wood swords. Can still train troops. These will be constructed pretty fast. And now, as you can see, they're dead. So you can start all over again, basically. But you know, on lower difficulties, the first night is free because you start with 5 knights, and that's enough to defend. Because on lower difficulties, like only 5 guys spawn the first night. And one other thing I should mention: every 5th night, it's a blood moon, so it spawns like twice as many enemies as normal. So I'm just warning you. And yeah, that's well, I was gonna say how to survive your first night. Technically, we did. But I'd suggest if you're new, start on a lower difficulty. Higher difficulties, you need to be locked in to have a chance at them. And yeah, good luck.